All right. So if we haven't met before, my name is Lauren, and today we are going to be working on Deck the Halls. I'll be teaching you all how to play that song, the popular Christmas carol, which you probably already know, but we're going to be adding a little bit of fiddle flair to it. So I'm going to be showing you how to incorporate some double stops and other fun little fiddle ornaments throughout. This is going to be geared toward beginners specifically, so keep that in mind as we're going through. I'm going to be teaching you how to play the melody by ear. We're going to take phrase by phrase, and I'll be keeping things at a slightly slower pace. We're going to be repeating things several times. So if you feel like you are ready to move on and things are going a little too slow for you, I'd recommend maybe taking a look at the sheet music or even skipping ahead to incorporate some of your own double stops and ornaments and things like that if you're ready to do that. But let's go ahead and just start by listening to the tune. I'll go ahead and play the version that I'm going to be teaching you today, and it goes like this. So let's go ahead and start with the first phrase. And like I said, I'm just going to be walking you through by ear, phrase by phrase, and this tune is going to be divided into 6 phrases. And here's the first one. Your turn. But let's go ahead and talk about double stops and see how those fit into this melody so that we can start turning it into more of a fiddle tune, or at least in that style along those lines. So first of all, what I like to do is bring in the open D string as a drone. So pretty simple, we're just putting our bow between the D and A strings. And this first phrase with the drone sounds like this. Good. And in the case of double stops too, you can also play around with your bow hair tension. You might find that it's easier to have either a little bit more tension or a little bit less tension. If you find that your bow is bouncing a little bit, you might want to tighten the hair slightly. Also, the opposite could be true too. If it's too tight, you might find that it's bouncing on the strings a little bit. So I would play around with it until you find the ideal tension to where it feels really comfortable to play lightly on the strings. Because if you're used to digging in when you play double stops, you might find that you need to adjust the tension when you are playing a little bit lighter. All right, well, let's take it back to the beginning. And we might even try to see if we can start speeding things up a little bit here at the end of the workshop. So let's take it back to the very beginning. We've got our D, our octave double stop right off the bat. We're adding in our drone string, and then remember those 3 places where we have added in the grace notes. I'll give us 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Thank you all for joining me this evening, and I hope you had fun learning Deck the Halls and how to turn it into a fiddle tune, and I hope that you enjoy playing around with it on your own and seeing what things that you come up with on your own as far as fiddle style things, more ornaments, double stops, different types of bowings. I hope you're able to get creative with it and maybe even perform it for friends and family since the holidays are coming up. But thanks again for being here, and stay tuned for information on our spring jam workshop coming up in a couple of months. Take care, everyone. Thanks. Have a good one.